there, my beautiful people. I hope you're doing well. Welcome again to Sheila's World. And I'm so happy to be back again today with an interesting topic that I'm sure you're going to love. If you're new here, this is Sheila's World, where we learn so much every single week about money. Usually during the week, I post videos on financial management, budgeting, and so much more about money talks. So in today's video, we are going to discuss something that I know most people suffer from. Have you ever found yourself in a position where you have no savings at all and you don't know where to begin? I know I preach a lot about budgeting, saving, investment, but you find there are people actually they don't have even anything to save. You still have financial obligations to meet. So in today's video, if that is your problem, I'm going to give you tips that will enable you to get back on track when it comes to savings and investments. Those are some of the topics that I know is going to be useful to most of you, and it's going to change your financial. So first, I'll begin with, I have a book here, Smart Money Woman. This is a very interesting book that after reading it, it has really changed my mind about money, and I've learned so much. So if you're a lady, or if you're a man with a lady at home, please ensure you get her this book as a Christmas present. It's one of the best books, The Smart Money Woman. And it's a story about what we all go through every single day. Financial challenges that we face as individuals when it comes to money. We make money, but we even don't know where it goes. So we end up with nothing at the end of the day. Despite you earning a lot of money, but you have nothing in terms of savings. So this is one of the best books that I learned, and I said one of these days I need to talk about it in my videos. So in today's video is about savings. So if that is the kind of topic you like, kindly consider subscribing as usual. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button at the bottom, and also like button if you enjoyed it. So first, I'm going to begin with if you have savings problem, which I know majority of us have. So if you have any savings problem, one of the things that you need to note down first is you need to know your current position. Like, where are you standing at the moment when it comes to saving? Do you have any place where you put money, or you have no savings at all? Could be for good reasons. Maybe you've had financial setbacks. Maybe you've lost a job, or maybe one of your family members that you share bills with, maybe a spouse has lost a job, and now the financial constraint is all on you. So whatever you have is not enough. You end up not having savings at all. Now, what do we do to get back in line of saving and investment? Because I know at some point we have to organize our house so that we don't keep going back through the normal rat race in life. Like, you don't have anything to save, you keep borrowing to pay debts. You never get out of debt. So I've arranged some tips here which is going to help you get back on your feet. The first thing you need to do is know your stand. Where are you standing financially? What do you owe, or what do you own? Anything that you own, if you have, let's say, a car, you have, let's say, SACCO, you have any other kind of saving that you have that maybe it's not accessible, and you want to start from there. So make sure you know where you are at that point. It's like you want to go to somewhere. Let's say I want to go to a destination. I've called an Uber. The first thing I have to identify is where is my current location. So that's how you get to identify your stand. Where am I, and where do I want to go? So if you want to get out of that situation where you have no savings, no emergency at all, you need to know where you are standing currently first. So from there, you are able to know if there is anything that you can offset to start off your saving plan. You better do it. If it's even a car, like in this book, the reason I'm telling you I've learned so much. This is just basically a story about a young lady in high-paying job. She has everything going on in her life, but at the end of the day, she's totally broke. Nothing in her bank account. So the only way to get back on her feet, she had to stop in doing whatever she was doing, living high-end lifestyle, so that she is able to know where the problem is in her finances. So one of the things you need to know is your stand. From there, assess your lifestyle. The second point is you need to assess your lifestyle. How is your lifestyle like? Are you living above your budget? If you are living in an expensive house, there's no harm in downgrading. As long as that's what will make you start putting aside some saving, you can downgrade. If you have a car, you can sell a car. It doesn't harm to take a matatu for some time, as long as you're trying to organize your financial house. So you need to calculate your net worth and know, are you living within or above your means? If anything, you downgrade, cut all the costs. If you need to sell some things in the house that you don't need, that you don't use, you can do that so that you start the journey of saving. And also you need to set very clear goals about what you want. How much do you want in terms of saving? How much do you want to start with? So you need to set, like, let's say you want to start an emergency fund, because that's one of the point that you must consider when you are thinking of getting back on a proper financial journey. So if you're not having any emergency fund, how much do you want to raise in your fund? So that's where you'll start from. Assuming you've sold your car or you've downgraded to a house, that difference, how much is it? How much do you want to set aside for your emergency? And that's why in my previous video I talked about an emergency fund, which is very, very critical when it comes to having financial freedom. You can never go anywhere without having a emergency fund. So emergency funds really help you when it comes to those financial constraints that come in between, so that it doesn't affect your normal living, your saving, your investments. So without that, that's when you end up having no savings at all. So for you to get back to that, having savings in your bank account or SACCO, wherever, you need to set clear goals about the direction you want your life to take. So another one is, basically, I talked about it again. If you've not gone through my previous video about budgeting, kindly look for it. Budgeting is still the backbone of our finances. You can never have financial freedom without budgeting. So I still insist on, make sure you look down into your budget. Do you budget, or you just get your salary and there's nothing at the end of the month? Take seriously the idea of budgeting. So budgeting is one of the ways that will get you out of that, like being broke, that idea of not having savings at all. So when you budget, you'll include your saving. Yeah, make sure you include saving in your budget. Yes, you might be having long-term savings, let's say for your retirement. You might be having you're maybe repaying a debt loan, which is in part of your budget. So when you are doing your budgeting, those are things you need to include so that you don't miss out on the saving part. If you don't include saving in your budget, you'll always have no savings at all, and you'll always be broke. You'll always be running around borrowing money, and trust me, borrowing money is the only thing that will always bring you back. Which brings me to my next point. You need to arrange on how you're going to pay off your debts. I believe, I'm sure every one of us here might be having a loan that you are paying. So the best way is find a way of how you're going to offset your loans in a shorter period of time, so that you save on interest. Because you know, with the loans, with any debt repayment, there's interest that keep accumulating over time. So the longer you take in repaying your loans, the more money you're going to pay. So if you happen to offset an asset, in the sense that you're trying to come back to your financial sense, one of the ways, if assuming you've offset, maybe you've sold your car, can you try and clear your debts first, and also reduce taking a lot of loans or debts? Clear one loan, then you take the rest. So it's very important to not depend so much on borrowing. When you depend so much on borrowing, you'll have that cycle. You finish one loan, you borrow again, and you'll always have financial problem at the end of the day, because your budget will always have debts. As much as some debts are good, especially debts that we use to grow ourselves, I also have debts, but I try and make sure I offset them in the shortest time possible. So if you can, kindly consider repaying your debts as soon as possible, and don't get used to relying on borrowing for sustaining your life. So learn to live within your means, and that will enable you to save. We've drawn down our budget. Start small. Don't wait to have a lot of money or to get a promotion at work. Or, okay, there are so many reasons we give why we're not starting. Because we want to, it's called procrastination. We keep postponing. Like, I can't save this month, I have to wait until my salary has improved. But salaries never improve. You just need to change yourself. like change whatever you're doing, or if you have another means of increasing your income, but just make sure you start with whatever you have. Start small, then you grow from there. Then you just need to create that saving habit, that consistency in saving, knowing that whatever you do before you touch anything, before you buy anything, include saving in your plan. So that is one of the best way that will enable you to get back to that saving habit and consistency, so that you don't get yourself in that financial rut where it's like a rat race. You always run from one salary to the next. So you need to really plan and make sure you avoid any pressures. Let's say you can even choose, if you find the company you are keeping is what is making you not be able to save, because I believe there are some people we hang out with, you might find people have money, we don't have the same lifestyle, we live differently. Someone else might not be paying rent, you are paying rent, and here you want to be hanging out with them every weekend, enjoying, clubbing, and you end up spending more than what you are planned for. So it's very important, if you think the company you are keeping is what is making you not being able to save, it doesn't harm to cut off that company. So it's all about yourself. You need to improve yourself financially, and the only way is to do some, like, you need to sacrifice some things. Entertainment, things like going through, like, if you think you keep visiting malls all the time, maybe whenever you have money, and then you end up spending beyond what you have planned, avoid the trips to the malls. That's one of the ways where you're going to ensure that you have that, you stick to your budget, and that will enable you to have more savings and not have debts to depend on. So it's very important to start as soon as possible that saving plan. And as I told you, there are so many avenues when it comes to saving. I still insist, if you've not opened a money market account, which is the basic one, before we go to others, I know over time I'm going to speak about many other savings avenues where you can still save for emergencies. But meanwhile, to get back on our feet, because I believe many people have this problem, we don't save. We always complain there's not enough money. Trust me, the money is never enough. Money will never be enough. If you don't plan with what you have, the 10,000, the 20,000 that you have today, you'll never have enough, even if you're given $1 million. Because our lifestyle keeps changing as your money increases. So to me, I believe in the fact that anytime I get money, I try and increase my saving or reduce my debts first, before even increasing my lifestyle. Changing, cars and all that. I don't change cars before I settle any debt. So anytime I'm upgrading, I make sure I don't have any debts anywhere, and my emergency fund is set, so that you buy something without feeling any guilt. So for us to improve our life, we need to consider those points and ensure you also consider your retirement fund. Retirement fund is one of the way of saving, to ensure that you have savings for your future. No one else can plan for your retirement fund. And if you're employed, maybe you're in government and you're lucky to have your employer's contribution, take advantage of that. Maximize your saving at your employer so that they match the same amount to your retirement savings. So if at all I'm giving 5,000 towards my retirement, my employer give another 5. I have 10,000 every single month towards my retirement. Those are things that can never change. Retirement is there to stay. Nothing will ever change about you being. And retirement is not about being old. It's about a state in life where you're no longer working, but you are depending on your passive income, the income you've made that comes out of your investments. So if you don't plan for that, you will have a disastrous old age. So which one would you choose? Would you rather save more when you are still active in employment, or wait until you are 50 and you start now, or even 60, then you start rushing? And at that point, you are still educating your children. So make sure you do really proper planning when it comes to your finances. Make sure your education plan for your children is in place. Don't listen to people who tell you don't buy insurance or education plan for your children. They will not be there when you will be paying school fees for your children. So find out about insurance policies. Don't ignore them. I know most people rely on hearsays about insurance. They talk ill about insurance, but trust me, it works. I work with an insurance company and I can tell you we help many people. So if you need to have a proper financial house, to put your financial house in order, insurance is one of the foundation. Yes. Find out more about insurance. Don't just rely on hearsay. The insurance companies are growing. Who are those people investing there? You keep listening to people who are telling you don't buy insurance, don't do this. But trust me, they're investing there. And that's why the companies are thriving. So please learn what to pick, learn what to leave. Don't just listen to people. Find your own way of getting in financial knowledge. So this is my channel is one of the places you get free information about money, saving, investment, risk management, and all that. That's what I'll be discussing here. I told you I'm a financial advisor and I tackle all those topics. So for today, I think that is enough. I just decided I need to tackle that topic on saving, because I believe majority of people, they don't have saving. And remember, saving is not about there are two ways of saving. There's you can be saving in an asset, which is good, very good. But also you need like cash flow. How do you ensure you balance between being asset rich and cash flow rich? You need to have that balance, because even if you're saving for your retirement, maybe you have plots. Some people say they're buying plots to educate their children. But you know how long it takes to sell a plot when you need that money? You can't really mix those things. When you're doing asset investment, do asset investment on its own. When you're doing, you need saving for places where you need money, like cash money. Let's say retirement and educating your children. Don't mix those two. They all lead you to wealth creation, but they don't play the same role. So just learn from all these that we're telling you, and many other channels still teach the same, and you are on your way to financial freedom. So if you enjoyed the topic, please don't forget to leave a comment and hit that like button, and then I'll meet you in the next topic. And even you can still suggest down below in the comment section what is that you want us to discuss again in the money talk. So let's meet next week again, Wednesday or Thursday. I'm still yet to get the exact date, because sometimes I get committed, but at least once a week, always be assured of money talk. Yes, something that will improve your life and change your savings habits. Have a good day and God bless you.